Okay, in this create data container scenario, I'm going to start scenario here, and there will be four steps. And so first you have to do these tasks, which means you can type docker create. So this is what creating a container. We also provide slash v option to define where our containers will be reading saving data. So creating a data container for storing configuration files. So we can use this command to do such kind of task. So you can just type the code here, or you can copy here, or you can just run the command, click by here. This is just because we have already run the code, and I'm going to continue. So copying files with the container in place, we can now copy files from a local client directory into the container. So to copy files into a container, you use the command docker cp. So the following command will copy the config file into our data container and the directory config. So I'm just copy the command here. So you can do it. So I'm going to continue to the step 3. So in this step, we're going to mount volumes from. So in our data container has our config, so we can reference the container when we launch dependence container requiring the configuration file. So using the volume from container, that command, so option, we can use the mount volumes from other containers inside the container being launched. In this case, we launch an Ubuntu container which has reference to our data container. So when we list the config directory, it will show the files from the attached container. So to do that, we have to run this command. So I'll just click here to run the command. So it's running. And if this config directory existed, then the volumes from would override and be the directory used. So you can map multiple volumes to container. So that's all for the step 3, and now I'm moving to the step 4, which is export import containers. So if you wanted to move the data containers to another machines, then we can export it to a TRF file, something like compressed file. So to do that, such we can use this docker export data container and data container dot. So this will be the file that will be exporting from the docker. So I'm just clicking here. So now it's exporting the data container.dar, and the command is to import. So we have to first write docker and the command which the import command, and which this is will be the importing file name. So I'll just click here. So you can see the command docker import data container.tar. So after the importing the data, and it will be like this. So that's for the data containers. So I'm going to the next scenario, which is creating networks between containers using links. So starting scenario, and there will be 4 steps. Step 1 is start Redis. So the most common scenario for connecting to containers is an application connecting to the data store. So the key aspect when creating a link is the name of the container. So all containers have names, but to make it easier when working with links, it is important to define a friendly name of the source container which you are connecting to. So we are starting the data store, which this will be the command we are using for start the data store. See ready. So I'm just clicking here. So you can see. As you can see, the command is docker runs dash d dash dash name redis dash server and redis. So you can see the file source of the container, and continuing to the step 2, and this is where we create the link. So to connect to a source container, you use the link, container name, and the ID. So on. So the option when launching a new container. So the container names refers to the source container we defined in the previous steps, like we did before, while the alias define the friend name of the host. So this is how the link works. In this example, we're bringing up a Alpine container which is linked to our Redis server. So we define the alias as Redis. So when a link is created, actually Docker will do two things. So the first thing will Docker will set some environment variable based on the link to the container. So these environment variables which provides new way to refer information such as ports and IP. Uh, and you can get the output from env command, which I'm going to here. As you can see, the output is, and so then I'm going to just click here to get the name. So here you can see the Redis names and the ports and the IPs, all the stuffs. So after the secondary, the Docker will update the host file of the container with the entry of the source container with the three names, the original, the alias, and the hash slash ID. So you will can work with the containers host entry using this command. So I'm just going to write cat etc host. Actually, this one work etc is this, so I'm going to move to the second one. So I'm just clicking here. So after you run the Docker run the Docker that command, this will be the output. So you can see the node routes to the server. So in this link we can see the to what we use that point container. So you can see that the IP address, the sequence, the time, if the packet start with or not, the packet loss. You can see all the data from here in which Redis ping statistics. So I'm going to move to the third step. So I'm going to connect to the app. The link created. So there will be example application. Here's the simple node.js application which connects to the Redis using the host name Redis. So I'm just going to run the command from here. So as you can see, running I already run the command. So we have to test the connection. So by this command, clicking this command, I'm going to test the connection. So the IP, and so I'm going to move to the step 4, which is connect to Redis CLI. In the same way you can connect source containers to applications, you can also connect them to their own CLI too. So launching Redis CLI will be the command below. In this command, you can connect the Redis server here there. So I just click that link, so command, and as you can see the command was here, and I already okay. So I'm going to again run the command. This is normal because I just run the command here. So yeah, same question. So this will be the output after the, yeah, this will be the output. So I'm going to click on the CLI. And that's all for the scenario, which scenario 5.